Let's have a look at guitar and bass tracking. As with any recording, we have to check the source first, so which means musician and his instrument. In this case, you have the guitar, the bass, the amp, microphone selection, and then go into a preamp. So let's have a look. In this case, we chose a nice Telecaster, which has a really punchy, tight sound, which was exactly what we were aiming for. For amp choice, we made something funny. The drummer and myself, we set up 3 different selections of amps. So we had a nice vintage Soldano, we had a modern Kemper. And we had something in between, an angle amp, and we set up everything and let the guitar player make a blind test, so we didn't tell him what was what. We just let him go by feeling, and which was really cool. It turned out pretty much as we expected, but it's always nice to just try it and see what fits. In the end, we used the angle and the Soldano, so real tube amps, so we didn't like simulations so much. It was nice, but we liked the real thing. So when we chose this, it was a matter of choosing a right pick. He changed strings, so we wanted a little bit brighter than the dull strings. And then we were ready to go. It was just a matter of having a look at which microphone we take, which cabinet we use. We choose my custom-made guitar cabinet, which is built in a way that we don't have an excess of resonance and comb filtering. We added a little device I built. Well, it's basically just like a high-frequency roll-off that we put between the amp and the cabinet, so that we reduce a little bit those harsh, high-frequency resonance that every guitar speaker basically has. So we can use the nice high end of the amp instead of getting that buzzy resonance from the cabinet itself. My preferred way of microphoning guitar cabs and bass cabs is using one microphone. Many engineers have the typical SM57, 421, on-axis, off-axis thing, blah, 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 which works, but I don't like it. You always have to take care of phase cancellation, and most engineers go really close to the cabinet, so I always consider it like looking through a microscope at something. I like to have the bigger picture, so I back off the microphone, like to take something more natural, like a condenser microphone. In this case, we took a large diaphragm condenser. We went to the control room and it sounded just as it sounded in front of the cabinet, which was exactly what we were looking for. After finishing soundcheck, it's time for tracking. For the guitars, we decided to go part by part because the sounds were changing a little bit. One, we need a little bit more treble, we changed pickup. The other one should be darker or a little bit less gain. So we went part by part, listened to what we had, adjusted as needed, and moved on. What we also did is, not as a safety, but parallel, we recorded DI signal. I already had a reamping routing set up, so we could track a part. In one part, for example, it was a little bit boomy. We had a little bit too much low end, so I EQ'd the DI signal a little bit, removed a little bit excess low end, and sent that back to the amp just to get the right sound right away instead of fixing it in the mix later. When we had every part done, there was not much to be edited. A little bit tightening up double track guitars in a metal part because we wanted it really, really tight, but that was just about it. For bass, we decided to go make almost whole takes and then choose from different takes. Said, okay, verse was really nice here, chorus was nice here, and just made a combination of all of them. So you always have to see which way the musician likes to use. Some like to make 4 bars, 4 bars, 4 bars. The other one likes to play a whole song. So you just adapt to whatever the musician feels comfortable with.
Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more, then subscribe to the channel, and if you need help with your production, check out the link to Tidalwave Studio in the description below. See you!